Right, good morning everybody. I mentioned on my blog a bit ago now, I think, that all my cloth book references and videos were on Typepad, and we won't talk about Typepad because it's too depressing. But anyway, so I said I'd run through them quickly, but this is just a small selection of them. So I'm just going to flick through. I mean, really, this is one cloth book, okay? They're all joined at the top and the heads are embellished. So I'm literally just going to flick through them. I might video in more detail at some point in the future, but they're just samples, different techniques, and they do inspire going forward. They definitely do. So that's one. This is another one, that's the back of it. Okay, header here, joined at the top. I mean, I'm an embroiderer. I love to embroider. So I've got an accumulation of these fabric books that make me happier than I can tell you. So it doesn't matter if they aren't anything. Some people need a finished product. I don't need a finished product. To me, this is a finished product. And they're in a glass cabinet. I have a glass cabinet. And I know they're there. And that's enough to make me happy. Okay. So, sorry, this is a separate one. So that was that one. And this one's quite big. So this one is joined at the top. These are the headers. They're all joined. These buttons are tying them together. So all the headers are lined with Liberty fabric. This is the first page with an oversized pom-pom. Lots of embroidery. It's actually very big, this one. There. Like, they're actually, the reverses are done as well, look. So that reverse, it's patched Liberty with pom-poms, French knots, ribbon, French knots. This one, the back has got little tiny pom-poms on the back, ribbon, patched Liberty, more ribbon with French knots. That's the front of the next one, and that again, the back, Liberty and white silk with ribbon. So that's, you know, the back of it is equally as pleasing as the front, although there's not a lot of hand stitch on the back. And this is the latest one that I finished most recently. Okay, they're just joined at the top with a header. So these are all embroidered. That's the front cover that I made. That's the reverse of the front cover. Okay, and then we've got these patched samples. That's the first one. Second one. They don't all have to be the same size either. I don't worry about that. That's not something that concerns me. But like, so that's an old hanky on modern fabric, on fabric like that's representing like the 60s and gingham. So all the fabrics don't have to be the same. In fact, I quite like to push the limits of what's cohesive and what isn't. This one's probably my favourite, this one, I think, because of this vintage stuff here. Beads, buttons, ribbon. That's another page. See, it doesn't really matter if they're not the same size. It's another page, quite small compared to what's going on here. So that is the last one that I did, okay. Now, I've got all these things that you've been seeing on my blog now that are ready. I've got loads here, they need to be put into a book. There's this one. Okay, that one. This one. Yeah. This one. So that's 3 so far. This one. That's 4. This one. 5. This one. 6, I think that one will go that way. That'll be the top of that one. 6. This one, 7. 7. It's going to be a big one, this. 8, so that'll be that way. That's a fringe. So that's 8. This one. 9, 10. So I've got 10. So I definitely think it's time to put headers on these and join them together, make them into another book. So I've got lots of information that I lost about these fabric books. So I may try and put something together again a bit more, what's the word? A bit more involved, a bit more information at some point in the future. Okay, so that was just a short run through for you of mine. In fact, I've got other cloth books. Maybe I'll do another one sometime. Okay.